The National Examination Council, NECO, has launched the Result Verification and Confirmation Portal, also known as NECO E-Verify. The online solution platform is designed to perform dual purposes of instant result verification and institutional bulk verification. Concerns of many Nigerians is whether the online solution platform is designed in such a manner that its access and application will be seamless and devoid of any kind of inconsistency or discrepancies. These are some of the issues which are discussed today on the program. This is Nigeria Today, and I'm Mikaria Clinton. Welcome. Joining me to discuss NECO E-Verify platform is Professor Dantani Wushishi, Registrar, National Examination Council, NECO. You're welcome to Nigeria Today.
Thank you. Good evening, viewers.
And also we have here Haniel Jafaru, a cyber security expert and a consultant and a cyber consultant. He's also a member of Cyber Security Expert Association of Nigeria. Glad to have you with us.
Pleasure to be here. Good evening, viewers.
I'll start with you, Prof. Tell us all about these innovation, these E-Verify platform that NECO just launched.
Thank you very much. Good evening, Nigerians. First, let me start by giving you some background on why the NECO E-Verify. NECO has been verifying and confirming results from individuals and requests from institutions within and outside Nigeria. Previously, we've been doing these things manually. And for instance, last year alone, between February and September 2022, we received over 400 requests from more than 50 countries across the world. And within Nigeria, numerous requests that has to do with institutions of higher learning, requests that has to do with political litigations, where you find that aspirants are accused of certain thing that has to do with results on one thing or another. So they send request for us to confirm the request, and sometimes we even appear in court to present these requests. And the processes have been very, very cumbersome, sometimes time wasting. And when I came, I met this on ground. I said, look, we cannot continue like this, because NECO as an assessment industry and one of the largest in Nigeria, by implication largest in Africa, we can't afford to be operating manually. We have to key in into the world innovation space, which has to do with IT. Then we met at the management level, and we felt there should be an e-solution to this problem. This is the background and how we came about developing the NECO E-Verify platform.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, Haniel, I know you are also, you are not a novice like I am when it comes to IT. So when you're talking about these, platforms and the E-Verify, tell us, what's your take on these innovation?
Well, it's the platform generally, it's what is needed at this point in time. I can only imagine the request and the process at which they've been doing this before now. It's something that is a global innovation. It's not new. Most global institutions, they have this verification platform where people can verify credentials of other persons, generally for public view. And that we are keen into it now. It's not late. Looking at the fact that most we just finished the election season, so I can just again imagine the request that they may have had on verifying results, ascertaining who is who scored what, and all that. So for me, it's a good innovation. It's something that is welcomed at this point in time, and it's something I believe can improve the efficiency of the organization.
Okay, Prof, I'll also come to you. With the new innovation, we are in an area where there's a high technological know-how, where even children can manipulate anything with a handset. I know children of 4 or 5 years can manipulate anything. And we've seen a lot of, people go into certain platforms and hack and all of that. So how secured from your own, for the knowledge you've got so far, how secure is this new solution that NECO?
Yeah, I think the simple thing I would say is that we have been using IT solutions for quite some time. We have a full department that has to do with ICT and a very big, large data center that we so established. And as far as data protection is concerned, we have been certified by the Data Protection Agency of Nigeria as being compliant as far as data protection is concerned. And you find that since the inception of the examination body, we have not had at any point in time cases that has to do with hacking of NECO website. So we maintain high alert and high sense of responsibility as far as cyber security is concerned. In that aspect, I think we are doing very well, and we are always improving on our system of cyber security, and we are going to be improving on that, and we are hoping that with what you have on ground, I don't think we have anything to fear as far as data encroachment is concerned.
Okay, now, Aniel, I just like the way you look at me and the way you smile. Now, what are the areas that NECO or whoever wants to use this solution, what are the areas they should be, what areas should they be mindful of? We're talking about hackers now. We're talking about fraudsters. You know, recently something happened that, everybody woke up to say what happened and how is it going on. So tell us, what are the areas they should be mindful of?
Well, let me start from the fact that there is this popular saying in the cybersecurity community that there are two categories of companies or organizations. Organizations that have fallen victim of cyber attack and organizations that will fall victim of cyber attack. There is no room for organizations that will not. That you have not does not mean that you will not. So what they should begin to do now is look at the risk implication. When you fall victim of cyber attack, what's the level of exposure at the time that you're falling victim of cyber attack? Is it something that's going to cost you your certification? Is it something that's going to cost you your license? Are you going to pay any fine as a line with it? How do you mitigate these things? What are the things you need to put in place to ensure that you mitigate the risks that has been identified? That's the first thing they need to look at this point. Secondly, they need to also understand that technology is technology and not perfect. While there is the high level of redundancy where as one system is crashing, another one is picking up, there is that possibility. And the data center, I believe, is also designed with the level of resilience, system resilience and redundancy, which means that let's say the server that is hosting the data now is crashing, there is another system that is picking up from where that server crashed from, and that system becomes the primary server, whereby nobody even knows that there was a downtime. So I believe all these things must have been put in place in the design. If it is not, it's something that we should be concerned about. And finally, another area I think they should be concerned about is the area of data protection. Yes, there are information, and there are information. There is what's known as personal identifiable information. I can go to somebody's profile now, and with the name, I think from statistics, it says with the surname and the date of birth, you can actually streamline a particular person to its roots. So how do they mitigate that to ensure that, okay, there is high level of data protection and ensuring that people's information are not found in the public domain. Those are the three things I believe that they should be concerned about. Even if it's not a concern now, it's something that they should work to ensure that it doesn't become a concern in future.
Yeah, that brings me to my next question, Prof. You just talked about people coming to, you know, will I say verify their certain results. You talked about the politicians and the rest of them. Now, how is it that anybody that comes to check on any result can just get it? So how does it really work, you know?
First, if you want to verify results of any candidate that sat for any of the NECO examinations, you have to first and foremost register into the software. Then it is through the registration that you know you must have bought token and all these things. Now we continue the processes step by step that will get you to the point of your result being confirmed and being sent to the destination where you have entered in the first place at the point of registration. So you see it on the screen. You can they can print it because it will be sent to the email that you have imputed in the point of registration. So when you do that as an individual, because you have the individual section, then the institutionalized bulk section. So, and if you are doing the bulk thing, it still go through the same process, but this time around you are not doing it individually, you are doing it in bulk. So it will all display your results where the destination you want the results to go.
So if anybody wants to verify a particular, maybe somebody wrote an exam, say, for instance, in 2022, you're claiming that, okay, you wrote an exam in 2022, and eventually they come to verify. So probably your name, your result will appear under 2022, if for real that you wrote the exam.
Yes,
like
of course. There is the section for examination type and the year you sat for the examination. So you click and provide all these informations. Through all these informations, your results will be pop up.
Okay.
Yes. And it will interest you to know, since inception of NECO in 2000 that we started examination, so far we have examined more than 31 million Nigerians.
Wow.
So, and we have this data intact. So, at any point in time or any year, and particular examination that you want to verify the result, you just click the year, the type of examination, and you follow the processes. It leads you to the result. So, and the result will be sent, just like I said, to the email that you have been provided during the registration. So, and I think is a process that anyone can do. You've provided, you have satisfied all the condition. You must pay token, and you must have RRR to be able to do that. So by the time you do that, your result will be sent to the destination you need it.
Okay. Yeah. We'll take a break now, but the conversation will continue after the break. Don't go away.
The implementation of the ruling is also dependent on another aspect or another arm of government.
Nowhere in the world will allow, under digital economy, for banks not to be dispensing domestic currency in that economy.
What will make this one different?
We want to know what they do as occupation. All of these are attributes that are questions have been designed to investigate.
In a few days to come, you see that we are all around their own crannies and everywhere in Nigeria, telling people to cooperate.
Welcome to Nigeria Today. Welcome back. It is still Nigeria today, and we are looking, we are talking about the NECO e-Verify platform that was just launched. And my guests are still here with me, two gentlemen. Now, Haniel, you had all the prof said there. Any concerns?
Well, beyond all the things that I believe that they should have put in place, he made mention of the fact that they are about launching, or if they've not launched, a data center, which it is an infrastructure, and because it's an infrastructure, managing a data center can be complex and challenging, and how you keep the data, what happens after a period of time when you want to destroy the data, how you destroy the data matters. When your system gets spoiled, who you take the system to for repair matters. When the hard drive gets bad, who you take it for recovery matters. These are largely risk mitigation techniques that needs to be put in place in managing the data. I'm so much concerned about the data because now we have the National Data Protection Bureau. Beyond that, there would be foreign, I believe there are foreign nationals who come to write NECO. I believe so. So them residing abroad and coming here to write NECO, there is also, you need to also align with their own data protection regulations, like the General Data Protection Regulation, that's GDPR for the European Union, like the protection for California as a state in the US. So different data protection regulations are coming forth. So foreign nationals coming to register NECO, you also need to ensure that their data are protected, because what matters is that you are the one keeping the data, so you are the custodian of that data, and you have to be responsible for that data. If you don't put in the necessary mechanism and necessary measures to protect their data and something happens, you pay for it. So that is a huge concern for me. We need to ensure that we look at all this holistically to make sure that the data are protected, the systems are secured, the risks are mitigated, and once all these are put in place, maintenance techniques, and we are good to go.
Okay, well, now I'll still on you, Haniel. I've seen, I hope I'm not asking like I'm a novice, of course, when it comes to IT, but I hope I'm asking, the question I'm asking right now will be in line with what we're talking about. I know I've seen some portals, when you open up, they are not really updated. How important is it?
Very, very.
To be, frequently updated.
Well,
because, it's not just having a platform, but it should be updated. So,
it is, if you have a portal and you don't update the portal, it means the portal is vulnerable to attack. Okay. So, and one very frequent thing with IT system is that there are always being new patches keeps coming forth. Now, there's what's known as patch management. Patch management is the process of you ensuring that your system is up to date. So when there is a new software, for example, everyone is running to Windows 11 now. So if you're using Windows 10, you are practically outdated. Or if you're using Windows 7, or if you're using Windows XP, because some persons are still using those old Windows. Windows XP, where Microsoft no longer supports Windows XP. So if there is even a vulnerability that if you're using Windows XP and there is a vulnerability that gives access to hackers into your system, there is nothing that can be done about it, because the company that manufactured, or the vendor of that operating system, no longer supports it. So that means you have to upgrade the system to the one that they support. And even the one that they support, there is what's known as zero-day vulnerability. Zero-day vulnerabilities are vulnerabilities that tend to exist, but the vendor, who's the manufacturer of the system, does not even know that vulnerability exists. So companies, attackers exploit that vulnerability without people knowing. And this takes me back to the comment I made mention of the fact that there are companies and there are companies. Because you would think that you have updated all there is to update, but there is that zero-day vulnerability that even you don't know, even the manufacturer of the system does not know that vulnerability exists, and you just only assume that you're secure, not knowing that you're not secure.
Rob, that's it.
That's what he's saying. is correct. What he's saying is true as an expert, and from now on, we try as much as possible to be up to date, because we are conscious of the fact that we are housing a volume of data for candidate assist or examinations. So we have our computer engineers, we have our programmers that from time to time also we take them out for training. We take them out for training abroad. We make sure that whenever there is any training, even within the country, we give them the opportunity to go and update their knowledge. So some of these things that he has mentioned, there are some of these measures that we have put in place. And we try as much as possible to be up to date. If there is any improvement in the IT world that also has to do with what we do. Yes. So how seamless is it for people that want to, log into the portal? How seamless for, you just mentioned that from the time the NECO exam started, up to now, the data is available. Of course, and they've all been uploaded into the platform, right? Yeah, they are uploaded. They are in database. That's why I've been able to give you updates so far. The number of candidates NECO has so far examined from inception. So how seamless is it for me? I want to go and check my results. I don't have any hassle from any part of the country. How seamless is that for me? Very easy. You just go purchase your token, get your RRR thing, and you go to either cyber cafe, or if you have something that you have a tablet, you can just go through the website, follow the procedure, and even from your phone. Yes, even from your phone. Okay. From your phone. That's a good one. Now, what's the website? We would love to know the website address. Let me check. I think I should have the website. While you're checking, Haniel will give us what would be your advice to NECO at this point.
Okay, at this point in time, I would always be advising most government parastatals, is that they need to have an IS department, information security, which is beyond IT. Cybersecurity has grown to the extent where it's becoming an industry on its own. IS should be an industry. NIMC has an IS department. And what does IS mean? Information security. Okay, information security. Yes. Just mentioned that earlier. So there should be information security department that manages, because beyond programmers, as he had mentioned that they have beyond programmers, there's what's called secure programming. So it's not just about programming stuff to work, but programming it securely. You get building security into the concept of programming. So there's secure programming. Beyond you having a database administrator, you also need to have database security. So all these are largely the job role responsibility of the IS department, ensuring that there is a change management process, because you don't just move systems that you're using to manage data out because you want to go and fix. If you have a change management process, the change manager would have to vet what system are you moving, where is it coming from, what data resides in the system. All this necessary information are very, very vital for the IS department. And beyond that, beyond just having the IS department, there's also need for them to be ISO certified. ISO 27001 certified, which is an international standard organization. It's an international certification that aligns with information security and management. Thank you very much, Daniel. I have to stop you there so that Prof will give us the address. So what's the... thank you very much. The address is https://neco-e-verify@neco.gov.ng. Okay, definitely we'll have to get that so that thank you very much, gentlemen. This is how far we can go on this episode of Nigeria Today. A big thank you to our guests
Professor Dantani Ushishi, Registrar National Examination Council, NECO. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you very
coming
much for having me.
insight. Yeah. And also Jafaru Haniel, cyber security expert. Thank you so much for your time.
It's a pleasure.
Also to our viewer, thank you so much for always being there. And don't forget, Nigeria Today is weekday at 7:30 p.m. on NTA News 24. You can watch this and other episodes on www.youtube.com/NTA News 24 Hub. Once again, thank you for watching. I am your carrier, Clinton. Goodbye.